welcome to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. I'm your host, Miss Kazmak. Now guys, if you've never been on this channel before and it's your first time you've stumbled across us, you are in for a treat. We have amazing, phenomenal, no ordinary women that comes onto this show who shares about their journey to encourage you to be who God created you to be. Well, if you're already doing it, it's all good because top up is never going to get wasted. But in order for you to meet the no ordinary woman that we have on the show, I need you to watch this advert, subscribe, share, comment below at the end of the show, and we'll see you on the other side. See you in a bit.
Night moves, I love your night moves. Night moves, you've got the right moves. When you lie here beside me, ooh, you take my breath away. Baby, I feel just love inside me. I'm so glad you're gonna stay. Whoa, whoa. Night moves, night moves. Gotta need as deep as a canyon. I'm so glad I found.
Welcome back to No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. Like I said, my name is Miss Kazmak. I'm in the building and we have an amazing, no ordinary woman. Now this woman, she may have you in stitches because she's had me in stitches like from the day I met her. She is born from Trinidad. Now Trinidadian people are, some of them can be very funny. This one is very, very funny. She's not a comedian, but she is a songwriter and she's a singer. She may even actually drop a few little songs here and there on the show for us today. Kind of pushing it out there. But I'm going to introduce you to no ordinary woman, Joan. Hey, Joan.
Hi,
How
Kaz.
are you?
No pressure there, is it?
No, not at all, not at all, because more ahead of night moves. Anyway, let me not start.
It's wonderful being here today, and
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy you invited me. I was thrilled to be asked, and here we are once again, bonding in a sisterhood together. I'm going to be serious today. I'll be nice and demure,
Okay.
and I'll stick with anything you want me to do. I promise I will listen, take instructions, and I'll be a good person.
You know, Joan, all you can just do is just be you.
Okay, that'll work too.
Okay, so Joan, do tell our viewers who you are because you're a songwriter, you're a singer. Tell our viewers.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm Joan Achong. I'm a singer-songwriter. I sing and write in multiple genres. Most people find that unusual, but it's something that I've always been doing. I didn't realize I was that unusual until people say, no, you need to be categorized as a this singer, writer, or that. And I said, well, I do rock, reggae, soul, jazz, pop jazz, gospel, classical, Negro spiritual. I'm like, oh, what do you mean I can't sing all these other stuff? This is what I write and this is what I sing. So I keep telling people, do not categorize me. Just I am myself. I'm intrinsically myself. I am who I am and nobody else.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So in regards to, because obviously you come from the sunny, beautiful
Oh, yes.
island Trinidad.
I'm from the island of Trinidad and Tobago.
Tobago.
And I'm a South girl from Point Fortin.
So you're bigging up your hometown people there.
Oh yeah, big up Point Fortin. You know, they have this old soca song called Is the Oil in the Coil? We're from Point, we know all about oil.
Okay, I'm not even going to ask you what that is about, but
It's where the wealth of the country is.
Okay.
So we say the women are fabulous. The wealth is what enriches the country, it's the economy. And we just have something special that goes on in the South that nowhere else in the island
Islands
has.
has other than Trinidad and Tobago. So, okay, so in regards to you songwriting, have you been writing for majority of your life? Did it come at a certain time in your life?
Well, I come from a very musical family, a strong Christian background, a very strong musical family. I was telling someone just recently, my grandfather used to make box guitars, handmade them. So it was in the blood.
Yeah.
My mom was a choir master. Everybody in my family sings. It's unusual for anybody, if they can't sing, they must play an instrument, you know? So it's either you play, you sing, and you play. If you can't do any of the other, we'll find you an alien in the house. It's like, huh? You sure you're related to us?
Wow.
It's like that. So from a very young age, I was singing. I sang in school choirs, I sang in church choirs, youth groups, gospel groups, but it was mainly a gospel background I came from originally. And our group, we had a family group. Our family had a group called the Oasis. So that other group, Oasis, wasn't original. We were the first Oasis group. This group was when we were in the 80s, young children in the 80s, and I named the group the Oasis.
Wow.
Yeah. So we used to play with the guitars. It was a gospel rock group. I used to front run as one of the lead singers of the group, and we were writing gospel, and we were singing gospel rock, which used to send some of the church elders crazy, because it was like, that wasn't something that was being done, and we were a black group in the Caribbean. Where the hell are they getting this gospel rock from?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And years afterwards, in the 90s, then when I came into the UK, I started to see gospel rock. I said, but I was doing this since I was a young girl. I've been doing this ages before these people caught on. I said, well, maybe we will be for a time.
Yeah.
And I guess this is what happened with having such a wide mix of music. You have the gospel rock, then you have the gospel contemporary. I had the background from the choirs, you know, the classical gospel, the Negro spiritual, and in Trinidad and Tobago, our music is calypso, soca
Yes.
music, and you hear that in Notting Hill Carnival, and everybody in the feathers, and so that is the influence I had. And later on, I didn't realize how important that influenced me, which is really strange, because I found myself writing songs. I'll be singing a cool ballad song. I'll say something like, I'll respect you in the morning when the sun comes out, late in the evening when there's no one around. You'll be telling all your homeboys you almost had it all. And I'll be writing and singing something gentle like that. And the music that's in my head will be a EDM, boom, boom, boom. And you're hearing this calm voice with this boom, boom. And people were like, how is she doing that? And some of the lyrics in one of my songs is very provocative, because I said, not intentional, the moment that we had, chance meet, and the accidental kiss we shared. So a lot of it is like cool, calm words, but then the music is hitting on it, and you're saying, there's some sort of hidden meaning behind this. So it's describing different situations where, okay, you shouldn't really, but you did, you know, I'll respect you in the morning when the sun comes out. And the latest song I'm doing now, what is being released, and it's playing, thank the Lord. It's not Night Moods.
It's not Night Moods.
It is Night Moods. It is rocking.
Listen, I was thinking, what? Not Night
What? Night Moods is a reggae song.
Yes.
It's the first reggae song I've ever recorded. The other songs that I did was soul, R&B soul, you know, pop jazz. Burning is a jazz pop. And this song was something that I had never experimented with before. I remember the producer asking me, Joan, for years now he was begging me, Joan, do this reggae song, do a reggae song. And I'm like, well, it's not my genre. I've never really explored reggae to sing solo in a reggae. So he finally convinced me last year, and I said, okay, I'll do it. And when he chose the song, I said, okay, it's a Shaka Khan. I love my Shaka Khan.
Listen, come on.
I love my Shaka Khan.
Shaka Khan.
And, oh gosh, and I love Prince.
Yes.
So don't get me started. Don't get me started. So what happened is I was resistant to the idea of doing one. But once I knew it was a Shaka Khan song, I said, okay, she did it. I love my Shaka, I'll do it. But the vibe that Night Moods came across was, oh my God, it touched me actually. It really touched me. Because once I heard the reggae music and he threw me in the studio and I started singing it, mind you, I didn't rehearse the song before I went in the studio. I heard it, made sure I knew the lyrics, and I knew where to drop the tune and whatever. But once I went in there, it had an effect on my whole personality. I did a personality change, and I started singing it very vulnerable. You know, like
interesting.
Night moves, I love your night moves. Night moves, you've got the right moves.
Jeez.
When you're lying here beside me, ooh, you take my breath away. And if you hear the Shaka Khan version, it's a total different version. But when I went into the studio, that is a vibe that hit me. And I just did the entire vibe. I said, this thing is so beautiful. I said to Derek DeMondo, I said, oh my God, thank you so much for encouraging me to sing this song. I really love the song. I fell in love with the song after I recorded. While I was recording the song, I started to fall in love with the song. By the time we were through, I did 2 takes for that song. The first one to make sure I was singing with the music, and the second one, bam, spot on.
Wow. So how can our viewers actually get Night Moods?
You go to, first of all, Night Moods is available only on download. I'm afraid there's no CD version to it just yet. It's coming soon. So you've got to go on CD Baby. You've got to go on iTunes, Amazon, Google, all the popular download sites, and you could download it from those media, you know, the download sites. It's kind of weird saying that, you know.
You've got to let people know where to get
I have
from.
got to let you guys know that's where you go get it. And in the meantime, you could get me on the 11th of the 11th, 2017 at District Club, Club District, where I'm going to be having my first show, which I've promoted and organized. I've never done that before. I'm doing a lot of things before. I'm like practically like Madonna, like a virgin in a loss of the sense of the word. I'm doing new things, and I'm finding the journey to be a very interesting one because I'm taking charge. I've never taken charge of anything in my life like I'm taking charge of my career at this moment. And I'm finding it very exhilarating.
Excellent.
Finding it very exhilarating. Yeah.
But what, in regards to you saying that you've never really taken charge for yourself, what's prompted you now? Why now? Why are you doing this?
Well, years ago, when I was a child, at the age of 16, a gospel label tried to sign me as a singer-songwriter. My parents said, no, I was too young. So I just let it go and just went on with my life. Then in my early 20s, I had an offer from a major label in this country. That deal fell through because of the production team. I was around the wrong people.
Right.
They messed it up. And then later on, I got offers from several big names. And it was pure big names that was trying to sign me. The last big name that tried to sign me, it happened when I was 2 weeks into my marriage in the mid to late 90s.
Right.
And that fell through because I chose my marriage over my music.
Okay.
I came across that point in my life where the husband was saying, it's either me or the music.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. What upset me the most was the fact that when I got married, he knew what I was. I never hid what I was. This is what I'm doing. He said he was going to be supportive. But as soon as I had a record deal from a major label in Germany, he started to act a fool. He really started to act a fool, and it was all the threats and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I chose my marriage over the music. But the marriage didn't last long. It lasted 1 year, 1 week, 3 days. And it was one of the most traumatic years in my life.
Yeah.
Very life-changing. It was messy. It was a really messy marriage. I ended up in a woman's shelter.
Oh my goodness.
So, but it's past.
Yeah.
It's past. I've healed. I've moved on.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were splitting up, when he finally left the marriage, he said, I'll never make it.
He said this to you?
He told me that. You will never make it in the music. That was his parting gift for me. You'll never make it. It had an effect on me in the sense that it knocked my confidence. I was getting older. I was in my late 20s at the time. So you're saying, okay, I have a short sell-by date, a short shelf life. That's what the music industry was saying at the time. If you're a certain weight, a certain size, a certain age, you don't have a future in the music unless you're already riding a tide. And as far as I was concerned, I had just missed my boat. So
Well,
I
they
sort
were
of
wrong.
like, I cuddled up and died inside
Yeah.
for some time. And then years after, going through a lot of different things in my life, I realized I did the conventional stuff. I went to university, I got my degree in accounting and finance. I'm grateful for that. But for some odd reason, I could never connect with anything. There was something always restless in my soul. I never felt alive. I felt like if I was living in someone else's body. Honestly, that's how it felt.
Yeah,
like I
because
was
it's not
seeing the
natural
world.
to you, is it? It's not natural. And what you're naturally good at doing is performing. You're a singer. You're
And
an
the
artist.
only thing I ever wanted to do was sing.
Yeah.
And write and sing. Even the time in my life now when I'm actually doing it, I'm finding myself doing a lot of the management part of the music.
Right.
It's good to learn it,
Yeah.
but sometimes I tell people this is exhausting me. All I
Yeah.
want to do is sing. I said,
Yeah.
I wish somebody else was going to be doing that, not me.
Yeah.
I just wanted to sing.
Wow. That's amazing.
But with people, I realized the people who were in that level, like the management part of the music and how to manage me in the past, even with my marriage and everything else, I let other people take charge of my life and my
Right.
decisions. I realized that within myself, like I never wanted to be responsible. I want other people to handle that.
Why do you think that was?
I have no idea. I found myself like I was always a bystander in my life. And why am I allowing people to be taking charge of me and they don't even know how to take charge of their own
Themselves,
lives?
yeah.
And I'm like, Joan, this is the craziest thing you're doing. Or what? I wanted to back out of managing myself, but I realized I was the only person capable of managing myself at that point in time in my life. And I'm glad I did. The journey has been a really rough, tough, hard journey. I was in a 9-to-5. I got fired from the 9-to-5
Oh my
job.
gosh, what job was you doing?
I can't say, darling.
Okay.
It wasn't anything illegal.
All right. Well, it's not to brag, so
A very respectable job I had too. But I got fired from my job. And
how was that?
it appears that when you're living a double life, one sphere you're a lowly employee, and then the next sphere you are totally in charge. So when, after a certain point in your life, when you're starting to rise, certain characteristics start coming up in you. And as a lowly employee, you mustn't have that kind of characteristics. That characteristics you're demonstrated as somebody who's in charge.
Yeah.
And it conflicts with the people around you in your environment. So that's the time that comes where you realize you're becoming this, you're rising like that. And the other environment is to suppress that.
Yeah.
So you really cannot, the marriage of the job and yourself doesn't match after a while.
Yeah.
And sooner or later, choices have to be made.
Yes.
And a choice was made and I was happy with it.
Good for you.
I hugged my employer and kissed her and I said, thank you so much.
Sometimes this is the thing. Sometimes
It's the best thing.
Yeah, because sometimes like even when you hear about people getting made redundant, well, not they're made redundant, but the job, it's this whole fear factor. Do you know what I mean?
I wasn't afraid.
But I think
My employer was afraid for me.
isn't
I
that
was like,
interesting?
that was the weirdest thing. She was like, it was stressing her out to even have to
Yeah.
say, I have to fire you. And I tell her, look at my face. I said, you find I look worried?
Yeah,
I said, I don't want you to get a sleepless night over this because I'm not.
yeah.
I
Good
said,
for you.
please, I don't want you to be upset. I said, it had to happen, and
Yes.
I'm happy with it. And trust me, it's the best thing that ever happened to me in my life.
But you had a right attitude towards that. Not everybody's got that.
Yeah, some
mindset,
people will
do you know
get
what I mean?
very
Some
mad
people get
and
very
stuff like that.
fearful, anxiety, depression, suicide,
I jumped on a
etc.
plane, darling.
Sorry, you did what?
I went,
You went on a plane, just went away.
bear me witness. The day I got fired, the next day I was VIP seats in the African Fashion Week enjoying myself.
Good for you, go,
And when I told, some people met me, I said, oh, I got fired. They're like, what? Is that a bad thing? Is that a good thing? It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, are you sure? I said, oh Lord, people are my upset. I'm celebrating being fired because it was the pivotal moment when I knew I was ready. That happened. I don't have to make a choice anymore between what I love and what I was doing.
Yes.
The choice is made. The Almighty said, okay, Joan, it's time for you to move forward.
Yes.
And I moved forward.
Yes.
And doors just started to open up.
Yeah, because you've been entertaining so many different events.
Yeah,
you know.
the thing is, could imagine, I was doing all of those stuff, and before I did none. I stayed silent for over a decade. Not a single song came out of my mouth. I didn't write, I didn't sing. Some people didn't even know I was a singer. There's only people who knew me from back home, from my childhood, knew that I was a stage person.
Yeah.
I went silent like the grave. And those were very dark times for me because I was warring with myself. I'm too young to be old, I'm too old to be young. And what the hell is going on? Society is telling me that I will never be of any use. So I'm trying to get something now to fill in to make sure I have something in my old age.
Yeah.
But you're too young to be old.
Yeah.
And then you're too old to be young.
Yeah.
So you get stuck in that category, and then you start putting on the weight. I had health problems, I had surgery, and I just had to balloon up. And I was so unaccustomed with me being big. I didn't know what big's supposed to be. 1 minute I was a size 10, 12. And then the next minute I was about a size 16. Within 4 months I became a size 16.
But that's obviously with the stress and everything else.
No, they were injecting me with steroids.
Really?
Yeah, I got these because of them.
Hey.
I didn't have to go under the knife for these.
Okay, let's not promote
They were
that.
they were byproduct of my ill health. That's what it was. It was a byproduct of the medication, and it just played havoc with my body. And after going through all of that stuff and not singing, oh God, I fell into a sort of, I would say basically I had some issues with it. I was really stressed out. I had to get counseling. I sought help for how I was feeling. I was in a dark place in my life. I felt invisible. I felt like it was somebody else's life that was going on here. It wasn't me. I couldn't recognize myself in the mirror. I couldn't recognize my life. I couldn't recognize me. And I had to talk to someone about it. I went to my GP. I got a counselor. And I talked my way throughout the darkness, you know. And I'm happy for everything that has happened in my life. It has helped shape me and who I am now. And if someone was to say, Joan, we want to sign you, I will tell them, thank you so much, you're so kind. That's as much as they'll get out of me. Thank you so much, you're so kind. You get my signature.
Yeah.
I just smile and thank you so much.
But in regards to everything that's happened in your life, would you not say that even in regards to, you know, your ex-husband, everything's kind of like helped to mold you to who you are today?
It is.
You know,
it is definitely. It is
also
definitely
what I'm getting
true.
as well in regards to, you know, our viewers who are actually watching the show now. If you have to make that decision, you know, like your husband said at the time, choose me or your music career.
Be brave enough to choose with your heart what will make you fulfilled. Not altogether an individual. Never seek to get fulfillment from an individual. The individual who you'll get the fulfillment from is from your own self. You are in your shell. You are in the present. You are in the now.
Yeah.
And it's your present and your now. And even the past is your now.
Yeah.
Which makes you who you are now.
Absolutely.
You understand?
But
so,
one of the things that you also said in regards to, you know, your ex-husband knew that you was a singer. You knew
yes,
you was
he
a
knew.
songwriter
He
and
knew.
everything else.
He knew.
But, you know...
He was proud to the fact that I could sing and I'm fabulous and I'm wonderful. But he didn't want to share that with the world.
But do you think that could have been down to his own insecurities?
It was. It was his insecurities. He wanted to control. So once that happened, the control mechanism came on full force. I didn't even know he had so much control issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I was going to also say is this, for our viewers as well, is if somebody is telling you to decide to make a choice between something you love doing and you're good at doing, for them, would you say, based upon your experience,
I'll tell
that
them,
person is not the person for
take
you?
a hike. You tell that person to take a hike, because if they love you and they really know you, they would never even ask you to make that choice. They just be say, okay, let's pack the bags. Let's be on that plane.
Should be your
I'm
biggest
coming with
cheerleader.
you.
Your biggest
If you're so
cheerleader.
if you're so concerned about my safety, well-being, tell them you want an extra ticket. I'm coming with you.
Yeah.
That's what they should be doing, not telling you not to. Come on, we're going to unpack that suitcase together. Make sure you have everything in order. That is the person for you, not the one who's going to stop you from your obtaining your true potential and accomplishing and sharing that. They should be sharing that dream with you, because
course,
they
absolutely.
chose to be with you. They know who you were.
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow, you know exactly what and who I was. But I chose it because, you know, the Christianity background, your marriage is sanctified, so you stick to your vows. And I made a promise to stick to my vows. He broke his vows. That's his problem, nothing to do with me.
So was he a Christian as well?
I don't know what he was.
Oh gosh, oh jeez.
I don't know what he was, because everything that he promised he didn't do or fulfill.
Right.
So therefore, don't ask me what he is. And I'm sure he's happy wherever he is, and I hope he is, because I forgave him.
Yes.
Because the things that happened, the negative that impacted on my life, actually aided me in the long run. So I never held on to the bitterness or, oh, this and man, this and, oh,
Yeah,
no.
it just joining.
I dealt with the grief, I dealt with the stress, and I just let it go. Just
Yeah.
push it behind you, because you can't dwell in the past. You move forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
And I just love the fact that you're open about that, you know, sharing, because I think as women, we need to be very transparent about
Yes.
our experiences
Yes.
and things like that, because what you've gone through, that can also help somebody else as well, because they may feel, you know, they have to do this, like you said, you know, being a Christian
really,
and everything
really
else.
Stuck to the vows. It is something that you don't take lightly, and I
Yeah.
understand a lot of women have problems like that. You know, you went and you made a vow, but when the other person is perpetrating and breaching those vows, you have to question yourself and question what is really going on here. Don't just sit down, well, it's like you enter into a contract and you pay, okay, let's get it basic. Let us bring it down. Apart from marriage, we'll break this down really simple. You go, you buy a car. The car is a particular brand. It promises this service, that performance. It's going to cost this and that. You need this kind of fuel. You need this kind of to push that car to have it at its optimum on that highway and on that road, and to keep it safe. All of a sudden you decide no petrol, no water, no oil, no changing of tires. What do you think will happen to the car?
The car's just going to disappear.
No,
It's not gonna-
but you can't go and tell the dealers, your car is not working.
Yeah.
The car ain't working, but you can't tell the dealers you're supposed to take care of that car. So when you
That's
see the
right.
car is being not kept in the proper way, likewise a marriage and a relationship, you got to put in all the ingredients
That's
to
right.
get the best performance out of it. And if
Yeah.
those ingredients ain't going in and it's going in by one person, then hey, who's left behind the driver's seat? You can't have the person who ain't putting in the petrol, the oil,
They're not responsible.
in front of the
Yeah,
driver's
not
seat.
responsible.
No. You'd be afraid to drive that car.
Yes, of
I wouldn't go in a
course.
car doing
Yeah.
things funny. You know, you can't allow that to happen to your life. So you have to be present in your life. You have to know what you're doing for yourself. Don't let other people choose for you.
Yeah.
Don't let no one choose for you. You have to choose for yourself. But first of all, to make that decision, you must know who you are. And I have a saying, I am who I am. I'm intrinsically myself.
Ooh, I love that.
I call it,
Yeah.
I am that I am. I'm intrinsically myself.
That's beautiful. But we're going to have to wrap up.
Yeah.
I really could just sit and talk with you all day.
Well, thank you.
But where can our viewers find you in terms of upcoming events that you've got coming?
Well, I've got an event called the launch for Joan Achong, Night Moods launch. I am so looking forward to that. It's at the fabulous Club District on the 11th of the 11th. You need to get there on time. I'm a person stickler for time. It starts at 8, so get there for 7. You do your little checks. There's security checks. Walk with your ID. Pitch your ID. You can't enter the club without it. But you could find me on Facebook, Joan Achong. You could find me on Twitter, Joan Achong. You could find me on Twitter at Joan Achong Off. I know it's supposed to be official Joan Achong,
Okay.
but I shortened the official to off. Joan Achong. So you can find me on those things. And don't forget, go out there and buy Night Moods. It's available for download on YouTube, iTunes, Google, CD Baby, and all reputable download sites.
Fabulous. And also, I just wanted to ask you, if you know, I don't want to put you on the spot.
Oh, go ahead, put me on the spot. I'm already here.
If our viewers, like, if anybody is going through, like, say, divorce or anything of that nature, would it be okay for our viewers to holler at you, for you to maybe give them some advice?
They could, but be nice. Don't be negative. That's one of the things. Never be negative in your heart. Don't bring that energy into yourself. It makes you sick. It makes you sick. Be sensible. Be truthful. If you did something wrong, don't be afraid to say you did something wrong. If you come to me and you ask me for advice, first thing I'll ask you is, who are you? What are you? Why? Always why? Because things don't break down for no reason. There's always a hidden agenda. For some people, there's a hidden agenda. You don't know about it. And sometimes you yourself are the person with the hidden agenda. Yeah. So don't come playing innocent when you're the big perpetrator. Okay? But you can talk to me and I'll talk to you. I'm not going to promise I'm going to answer you the first time out, because I've got a lot of people inboxing me, and I do read my inbox. Nobody else read my inbox. I'll go in and I'll have a look, and from time to time I will respond to people. I'll just tell them hi. Sometimes I chat to people on different timelines and we just get talking. And I'm not saying you might be one of those people, but you could end up being one of those people I talk to. I have a friend. She's crazy. I like that crazy girl. She'll call me from America. And girl, you this and that, and I tell you. And we will talk for 2-3 hours on Messenger. And then we wouldn't talk for months on end. But when we hook up,
that's it. It's a wrap.
Man, that chick, well, it wrapped. Her name is Cindy. Okay, I'm hollering at you, Cindy. You're one of my biggest friends, Cindy. I miss you, but you know, she knows we talk for ages. Yeah, but okay. I do engage with people on my social media.
Okay, so guys, if you're going through any form of divorce or anything of that nature, by all means do holler at Joan. But we're going to have to wrap up now. Well, we're not actually wrapping up. We're actually coming to an end. So until next time, join me on No Ordinary Woman Chat Show. Make sure you subscribe, share, comment below. Peace out. See ya. Ciao. Bye. Thank you, girl.
It's only natural. Woman, you are the start. You are the beginning. And that is